Go live. 603 crew, what's going on?
The second you go live, Hilo is like over on my desk licking something, and I'm like, what are you up to? You little troublemaker.
603's in the chat, everybody. What's
what
up?
are you doing, huh? Good boy. You'll be all cute in the live stream.
Trying to entertain Hilo because he's been rather restless today.
I've enjoyed whenever I go into the Q&As like the previous week to pull out questions for this week. If Hilo and Pippin show up, that people will put it in the time codes. They're like, here's where Hilo pops up.
Pupper sighting.
It's very cute. Well, we have, I think, 4 bags left in this instruction page booklet. I'm going to try to finish that up today. And then I think we'll be like a quarter of the way through the whole set. And we're getting a framework set up still.
I'm still so tempted to pick this up and wave it around like a sword.
You got that out of your system last week, I think.
Did I?
You should have.
I most likely did not.
You come in here while I'm asleep, and you're swinging it around, touching everything.
I'm not using any of the actual lightsabers that we have. I'm pretending that this is a lightsaber. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Thursday evening? This is Life Day Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll see us in our Life Day robes on the Q&A on Saturday. So cheers to it almost being Life Day.
Happy Life Day, almost. Life Day Eve. And then it's just going to be Life Day season. Because really, Life Day officially is on November 17th. But then, people use Life Day for Thanksgiving, Christmas. It'll be Life Day for a month.
Yeah. 'Tis the season. I started putting our Christmas decorations up today. Very excited. I just have these pre-lit strands of garland that we put. If you follow me on Instagram at Mollymander, shameless plug. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them from previous years, but it's just all around our fireplace and the bookshelves next to our TV.
It looks very pretty.
It's I forget how much I like having a bunch of Christmas lights, not just on the tree, but around the house. I forget how happy it makes me, and it's no wonder people want to put them up earlier and earlier every year, because it's it just makes me happy. And I'm getting a lot of TikToks where people are like, don't let people tell you what to do or not to do in your own house. Put Christmas stuff up if you want. It's never too early, and I agree. So...
Well, we went and saw a holiday movie last night. Our friends at Dad's Garage. It was a comedy improv theater here in Atlanta. They made a movie, and their premiere was last night. It's called How to Ruin the Holidays, and it was really good. And it put us in the Christmas spirit a little early.
It was really good. We were going into it expecting cheesy Hallmark movie, which it did have kind of that vibe. But the writing and the storyline was actually really good and poignant and meaningful. So pleasantly surprised by that. I don't know if it has a wide release in theaters, but you can look and see. I know it had a premiere here in Atlanta and it had a premiere in Toronto, I think. But yeah, it's called How to Ruin the Holidays. So check it out. Hi, Jill. Jill sent me a bunch of TikTok holiday drink recipes that I need to go through and save. And I was like, I have one of those too, a collection of drink TikToks for the holidays.
This doesn't look right.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, I don't know what this wants me to do. What?
While you figure that out, I'm going to start reading some super chats. Let's see. Ian Sharps has the first one of the night. Thank you, Ian. Really enjoyed Eye of Darkness. What do you think the Sith view of Ro and the Nihil is?
I think they're probably just curious.
What do the Sith think of?
They probably look down on the Nihil, the Sith does have order within it. It is the Sith order, and the Nihil are all about chaos. Mm-hmm. So I kind of think that they would look down on the Nihil, but I'm sure they appreciate all of the chaos. They're like, hey, this is making our future job easier.
Yeah. Wait, are the Sith mentioned? I haven't finished Eye of Darkness yet, but are the Sith mentioned?
No.
Okay. We're just like a what-if scenario. Because
Yeah.
we kind of talked about this during Phase 1 when we first found out about the Nihil. It's like, yeah, I feel like the Sith would be like, let's see how this plays out.
Okay. I was confused as to why this wasn't lining up, and of course I just missed a piece, like I always do.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but Hilo is chewing on a bone, or like one of those fake bone things. So if that gets really annoying, just let us know. Elo Asti has the next super chat. Thank you. How would you rebrand your channel if Lucasfilm just shut it all down one day? Would you become a general pop culture chat channel? Oof. I don't want to think about that, but I mean, yeah, probably. We just talk about movies and TV that we like.
I mean, I would still probably have it. We just call it like Space Battles Explained or something. Like if that were the deal breaker.
What do you mean?
Like if
Lucasfilm shut down, like you're
well,
saying
rebranding, I assume is just like if they said you can't use Star Wars in the name anymore.
I don't think that's what they're saying. If Lucasfilm shut down, not shut us down.
Just shut it all down. Oh.
I think.
Okay. I don't. Tell us what you're talking about.
Like,
I'm reading it as like.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
What
So
I
if
said.
Lucasfilm was just like, we're done with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we would just talk about other stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what we did on Certain Point of View, because we talked a lot about the Schmodown stuff, and then once the Schmodown stopped happening and being a thing, we just were like talking about whatever new shows and movies and stuff were coming out that we were watching.
Yeah, I guess we would do that. Like, I would probably not call it whatever explained, because the Star Wars is the only thing I feel like I'm an authority on that I could confidently talk about. I wouldn't feel right being like
our feelings explained.
Yeah.
We would become a therapy channel.
I mean, we kind of already are sometimes. All right, I'm taking that bone away.
Someone mentioned Middle Earth. We could. I will say this: if we couldn't talk about any new Star Wars anymore, we could really broaden our horizons as far as books go. We could get into more book series and talk about them. Like, I keep seeing more and more people talk about that Fourth Wing book that I bought it.
What's that?
It's like a sci-fi fantasy series that Iron Flame is the second book that just came out, and like a bunch of girlies are reading it and other people, but I'm seeing it all over Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So like, I have the first book, but I'm always so backlogged with Star Wars books that I'm like, I have no idea when I'll have time to read this.
Well, you're making good progress on Rising Storm.
I'm making okay progress. I'm only like...
I just checked and you're like on page 70 and I was like, oh, good for you.
I wanted to be like, okay, 50 pages a day. That's not that hard. It is hard for me to read that much in one sitting, because I'm just like so scatterbrained, and now I'm kind of like, oh, I want to get all of our Christmas stuff out. So, and anytime I have any downtime and I sit down and start reading, my mind is just like, what about all this other stuff you have to do? But yeah, we could talk about a lot of books.
I was looking back at what I've watched and played and read. Like this year, I don't think I've ever done this, but I'm going to do a video about my favorite non-Star Wars stuff that I got into this year. And I was like, I read only 15 books, and 11 of them were Star Wars books. So I would like to read more outside of Star Wars next year. Be better about that.
I've seen a couple of these in the chat already. from this next super chat is Amelia Neptune. Thoughts on the Pedro Fantastic Four rumor? Yeah, so apparently there was a rumor that Pedro Pascal was going to be Reed Richards in Fantastic Four, and I think that's an odd choice. But I love Pedro Pascal and just about anything he does, so I was like, cool. I might see it. I don't know. But it also makes me sad to know that, like, he's never gonna have time to show his face on The Mandalorian ever again.
I mean, I think they just kind of... That was what they wanted from the start, the way that the show was pitched. But yeah, I think I will be sad if he is just... Once per season, I think, is not too much to ask to see his face.
I've said it before, but I feel like Filoni and Favreau probably are just laughing all the way to the bank, patting themselves on the back, realizing that they made a hit TV show that they marketed as starring Pedro Pascal as Din Djarin, and now he doesn't play Din Djarin anymore. He does the voice in a booth somewhere, and like it's cute when he like holds a pillow and pretends like it's Grogu or whatever, but it's always the stunt people now in the suit.
Yeah, it seems like he was there quite a bit for season 2 to be in the suit, but yeah, as of late, not so much.
And like, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if I'm hurt by that or if I'm fine with it, but I just feel like they're like the creators of the shows are kind of laughing about it because they figured out a way to make a show where very famous people are voicing the characters. It's still live action, but there's people wearing helmets, so they don't have to pay the top billed actors to be in every episode. They are paying a lot less to have the stunt people be the ones acting. You know, I don't know how to feel about it.
I feel okay about it, especially because they have started to really highlight Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder more. So I think that that's good. I mean, I don't think they're laughing about it. I think that it's the nature of getting television shows going for Star Wars, at least at the time. Like, that was a big risk when it began. And then it took off, but I do think that was like to mitigate financial risk at the time. I don't think they were trying to trick people. Maybe a little in season 1. I do think that they didn't talk about like Brendan or Lateef the way that they do now. So there was an element of that where I was like, you can say that it's just Pedro doing the voice for the most part.
Yeah, because I mean, as time went on, like Pedro would do interviews and he would get asked all these questions about doing the show, and he can't just lie. You know, eventually he's got to be like, well, you know, mostly what I did was the lines, and this is how I, you know, went about delivering them in the booth. I held the pillow and pretended that it was Grogu, blah, blah, blah. So, like, eventually that was going to get out there, and now they have to recognize the other people that are actually in the suit.
But yeah, I wish we'd see more Pedro. More scenes, like, between him and Grogu and stuff.
Yeah, we were kind of on the side of... We were bummed that Din felt like he had to atone for taking off his helmet and showing his true face to Grogu, and they had that really sweet moment, and it felt like backtracking to like, oh, I gotta cover my face up again, and like, I guess it's just now it's kind of like, okay, they have Mandalorians that do that and then don't do that, and that's okay. Like, they all can live harmoniously, but I liked that really sweet moment between Din and Grogu without the helmet. But anyways, I don't know anything about Fantastic Four except for the one that came out in the early 2000s with
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Yeah. That's the only Fantastic Four. I don't think I saw the other one.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen Rise of the Silver Surfer or whatever.
I loved, what's his name? The bald cop guy.
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, I loved him as the Thing. But I think it's a cool story. And Pedro slays everything he does.
I know a lot of people are really excited about Fantastic Four. I don't know like anything about them. I know they're a really big deal in the Marvel community. Our friend Ashton is super excited about Fantastic Four. But yeah, I don't know much about them, and I'm like, cool. Whoever's gonna play him, I'm down, whatever.
Oh boy. Leftist Hominid has a Yoda speak question. I will do my best.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Realize, ever have you, that if trained to be a Jedi by Luke, Grogu was, still alive today as a Force ghost, he could have been.
So if Grogu was trained by Luke, still alive. We don't know he's dead. Who's saying Hold
Grogu's
on.
gonna live forever.
I'm gonna cry. Hold on. No one said Grogu's dead. He is living happily. He found his way back to his home planet, and he is living a very happy, peaceful life. And maybe Din is there too.
Grogu will never die. Don't worry. Don't worry, Molly. How dare you, leftist?
I'm freaking out. What? People are liking my Yoda voice. I just pulled that out of my ass. I don't know.
Was that? Did someone just text you about your Yoda voice?
Chase did. Thanks, Chase.
That's how you center yourself in Yoda. You have to do that. Yeah, do a kooky little laugh.
So for that reason, I will jump ahead and read Chase's super chat. Thanks, Chase. Hi, if you guys were a Mando performer, what would you rather do, voiceover or be in the suit? What would you prefer to do on set?
Be in the suit.
Be in the suit,
Yeah.
man. I would love to be in one of those suits.
I think you would just feel cool.
Except, I wouldn't feel cool until I saw the finished product, because I feel like for the scenes and stuff, it's a bunch of muffled grunts and like the sound of plastic hitting other plastic, and it just sounds silly.
That's true. Like that scene of them all on the beach, like training and stuff. I'm sure it just sounds like clank, clank, clunk, clank, clunk. And then at the end of the day, all the sound mixes. But I think walking around in the suit, you'd feel pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're already building the stand for this thing.
Oh.
So
And then
I might need you to hold this, actually.
what would I
maybe
prefer
not.
to do on set? I guess that goes along with, I just want to be a Mandalorian and be in a fight scene. I want to do a knee slide with Katie
Knee slide.
Sackhoff.
I want to, especially now that it's looked better and better, I would want to fly. Like, put me on the wires.
Yeah.
Throw me around. I'd love to do some stunt work.
Just be like flying through the air and do like the Paz Vizsla, like.
And I don't need to do that. In season 1,
It would be really hard for me to not do the Superman.
Yeah. But I feel like season 1, when we saw Mandalorians flying around, it felt a little bit like that, where like one knee would go up and they would just like kind of stand still and be lifted around by wires. But now I feel like they've really nailed it. That scene where they're flying around with the dinosaur that took Ragnar Vizsla, the little kid,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
were chasing that dinosaur. Like, those scenes looked awesome. So I'd love to have a jetpack.
Who wouldn't want a jetpack? Really?
Good question.
Although they seem kind of dangerous. I don't want Boba Fett's jetpack. That one's messed up. Send it back for repairs. Matt Coles, thanks for the next super chat. After seeing the Love It celebration, I've been letting the High Republic consume my soul. Just finished Path of Deceit. I'm broken. It's so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I didn't realize how much I missed reading High Republic until I started Eye of Darkness, because I was like just not really vibing with Phase 2 books. I did read Path of Deceit and I liked it, but like that was the only thing I read from Phase 2, I think.
There was something about Phase 2. That just seems to be the consensus. I felt similarly as well, just like having to take that break from all the characters that we loved. And I'm already through the Eye of Darkness, Shadow of Starlight, like the comics, everything that's coming out now. I'm like, okay, I get it. I see why you did that. But I did miss this part of the timeline. But I've seen a lot of people recently. So a couple people on our Patreon said that they weren't vibing with Phase 2 at first, but they were like, I'm just gonna read it, and then they wound up really enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I had powered through, I'm sure I would have loved it. But as I said, I'm bad at reading. I gotta like really, really be able to focus, and we've got a lot going on. The holidays, it's hard for me to focus on reading a book right now, but I'm enjoying Eye of Darkness. Anakin Crespin, thanks for the next one. Did Darth Bane get a name drop in The Rising Storm, or was it just said that the Sith Wars ended 800 years ago, or something like that? It's been so long.
I don't remember a Darth Bane name drop.
I don't think so.
We can very quickly check, though.
Yeah,
I'll hop on Wikipedia and...
It'll show up in the sources if it was.
Yeah.
If anyone in chat knows. But I don't recall a direct name drop.
I accidentally wrote Darth Babe, which I think...
That's me.
Let's see.
Also, it's my favorite beer time of the year. Actually, do I like this more than pumpkin beer?
I don't know. Do you?
Maybe not. I don't know. I had like a whole 2 months of pumpkin beers, but now the Breckenridge Brewing Christmas Ale is out. It is really good. It's hot fire in my mouth.
It does not say that he was mentioned in The Rising Storm. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Scotty Heron, thanks for the next super chat. Speaking of books, thank you both so much. What y'all did was so very thoughtful. Going to be reading Hard Contact after Eye of Darkness now.
You're very welcome.
We had to do it. You gotta show it off now. Gio Flores, thanks for the next super chat. Speaking of voice work, can we get away from Chris Pratt being the voice of big animation characters, please? LOL. There are better voice actors voice actors / actors. I agree.
Yeah.
I really did not like his Mario voice. And then his Garfield voice is just his normal voice. He's not doing a voice.
I mean, I'm sure that's what he was directed to do, but it's like, he's just in everything.
I know.
And it's like, we love Parks and Recreation, so it's weird to be like rolling your eyes at every new thing. But
I decided a long time ago that I just did not like Chris Pratt for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, there are plenty of reasons. Andy is separate.
Yeah, we've had to work hard at separating the character of Andy in Parks and Rec and the person of Chris Pratt. But man, if he keeps getting cast as voices of these major animation projects, I just think that's a terrible idea.
Well, it's like, I just don't know why they go to him for everything. I mean, I thought he was great in the Lego Movie. I love the Lego Movie.
He does.
But then-
He has a good like classic dumb guy voice.
Yeah.
You know, like Andy.
As Emmett, he was good. But yeah, like Mario, you're like, what? Why?
That was strange. I guess he just has a very recognizable voice, and they're probably like honestly little kids. The Mario movie did so well because little kids loved it, and so part of it I bet is just them being like, little kids will recognize the voice
Yeah.
and they'll love this too.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm like, that is so crappy. I hate that. It's like, ugh, that makes my skin crawl. That some executive is like, if we just put Chris Pratt's voice in it, kids will love it because it sounds like the Mario guy.
Well, that's how it works.
Greedy. Anyways. Now Hilo is just snoring away down there.
I took my bone away. I'm just going to nap.
Another super chat from Scotty Heron. Thanks, Scotty. And on topic of books outside of Star Wars, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green is hands down my favorite non-Star Wars book from the last 5 to 10 years.
I've never heard about that.
Me neither.
I've never even heard of that author. But that's because I just am so, I feel like, in the dark about current books. I did read one book from this year. It was The Endless Vessel by Charles Soule, so it wasn't that far outside of the Star Wars universe. It was good. I liked it. But I just need to get on book TikTok more so I can keep up with
Yeah.
things. But there's already so many fantasy books that I want to read from authors, but all of those are like 800 pages each. It's like I want to get into Brandon Sanderson, stuff like that.
Well, it sounds interesting. It follows April May, a young queer woman launched into internet celebrity. It says it's science fiction, speculative fiction, fantasy fiction, coming of age story. That could be interesting. I'll add it to my list of books I'll never read.
I just read
I wish I read more.
Murder on the Orient Express for the first time. Really liked that. So I guess I'm into Agatha Christie now. And I want to watch or read more of them.
Yeah, we watched the movie after he finished the book, and it was fine.
Yeah, I thought the movie was just okay. I liked the book a lot. They changed some things in the movie that I was like, huh, interesting. I don't know why you did that, but I did like Haunting of Venice.
I don't know, there's something about both of those movies that, like, somewhere around the middle kind of lost me. I just got bored, and then it picked back up towards the end. But I know for what was the second one we watched? Murder on the Orient Express. That one I was just really, really sleepy while we watched it. And it's a lot of just, like, very monotone speaking.
It's a detective interviewing people.
Yeah,
Like-
him interviewing and just talking, and, like, not a whole lot of action, which is fine. But I was really sleepy, and so I kept drifting off. So that was my bad. But I woke up, and I rallied, and I finished the movie, and it was pretty okay.
Yeah, it was okay. But the book is great.
Deidre Russell, thanks for the next super chat. Is it still too soon to talk about weird Thanksgiving food traditions? Pumpkin pie is best ice cold. Talk me out of it. It's never too soon or too late to talk about food traditions.
I don't want to talk about food traditions anymore because everyone yelled at me for my mashed potatoes and noodles last time. So
It's weird.
There was someone that very nicely was like, I wasn't there for the live part of the chat, but they left a comment on that stream that were like, we do that. You're not alone.
It's never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
Great.
It's
I don't want
the
to get
most
into
bland
it's-
thing
It's
ever.
great. You hush.
It's a starch on a starch.
Yeah, what's not to love?
But there's... Never mind.
We're just going to do this all over again. We're in a fight. We are going to fight.
There's nothing there. You don't put any seasoning or nothing on it.
The texture. Well, I mean, you know how I am.
The texture is mush.
No, it's not.
Maybe the noodles are too cooked because it all gets to be mush.
I love it. Deidre's gonna start a fight.
Pumpkin pie being ice cold. That's fine.
I think we've done that before. Yeah. I wouldn't say ice cold, but like straight out of the fridge.
Yeah.
We've never like frozen it.
I think I typically would have it like room temperature, but that's just because it had been sitting out for a little while. I like my pumpkin pie with Cool Whip on it. Like, that's the best part about pumpkin pie, in my opinion. I'll eat a slice of pumpkin pie if it's there and I'm hungry, but I'd rather be eating it with Cool Whip. And if there's another kind of pie, I'd probably rather be eating whatever other pie is there. Like, I'm an apple pie, pecan pie kind of gal.
I like pumpkin pie a lot. I don't have it enough, but I do like it.
It's hard to really get it to taste super pumpkin-y. Like, that flavor is just hard to make really strong. I don't know. That's why I put a bunch of Cool Whip on it.
Do you have any weird food traditions that we can make fun of?
Do I? All my food traditions are cool. I eat a lot of vegetables. I don't think I have any weird ones.
Yeah. I mean, your broccoli cheese casserole, I guess, is a tradition, but I love it because it tastes great.
I love Brussels sprouts, but it's because I know how to make them taste good. If someone else makes them and they've just boiled them, no thanks. I probably wouldn't eat them. Vegetables, nerd alert, says MC Lego Boy. Guilty as charged. In fact, I think one of the dishes that we're going to make this year is like, it's like ratatouille, but it's...
That looks really good.
It's like a... What was it?
It was sweet potato,
Carrot? Parsnip?
maybe parsnip. It was something else thick.
Mm-hmm. It's like a couple of root vegetables, but also like a potato. And anyways, you get them all to where they're about the same circumference, and you slice them really, really thin, and then you make like a tomato base, and then you stack the slices together horizontally in a pan, and then you bake that with a bunch of cheese on it. It's good. Now I'm hungry. Caleb Diaz, thanks for the next super chat. Next weekend after Thanksgiving, headed to San Fran to see Mark Hamill, then retiring my wallet till Star Wars Celebration 2025. Ha. What's your favorite nerd thing that you own? That's cool that you get to meet Mark Hamill. We've never met him. We've met his son.
That's true. Nathan's really cool.
Yeah. Favorite nerd thing that we own. I've talked about this before, but
Is this supposed to just sit in there?
I really was excited and proud to have found... I used to work in a used camera equipment warehouse where we basically bought a bunch of used camera stuff in bulk, cleaned it up, fixed it, whatever, and then resold it. And so one day I was going through like the junk pile, or like the pile of stuff that were basically antiques, and we still had to test that stuff, so it was stuff that was old and didn't work. And so I came across a Graflex handle, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lightsaber. What? And I like took it out of the pile, and I was like, are we going to sell this? And they were like, no, it doesn't work. I was like, can I have it? And they were like, yeah. Why do you want it? I was like, no reason.
Just looks neat.
Goodbye. But yeah, that was a cool find for me.
I think my Biggs helmet that you got me for my birthday once. It's probably my favorite geek thing that we own.
Remember when I was just killing it with birthday gifts? And then I ran out of ideas? Because I was like, there's going to be too many birthdays. I can't kill it every single year.
You're a great gift giver.
Well, I try. But yeah, that was fun to get commissioned to be made because there wasn't a Biggs helmet back then. There kind of are different ones now, but...
The one that you can get from Galaxy's Edge isn't quite right.
Yeah. Yeah, I still am, like, shocked and impressed at how good that helmet was.
It fits over my headset, which I like a lot. So when we were playing Squadrons and I could have that on top of my headphones, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. Charles from Accounting has the next super chat. If you guys were both students in the Star Wars universe, what would be your favorite time period to learn about? What about other subjects / electives? I would want to learn how to slice. Like...
Oh, hack.
Hack, yeah. That's,
okay.
it's what hackers are called in Star Wars.
I thought you meant, like, literally with a blade or
No.
something.
I think that would be cool to just, like, be able to hack into any computer system in Star Wars. Especially if you're, like, Echo and you have a little...
Hacker arm.
Hacker arm.
I think I'd want to learn about mythology. I mean, that's kind of like what I enjoy doing now in the real world, so it would probably just translate. I'd want to learn about the Mortis gods
Ooh,
or
that would be cool.
the mythologies of various planets.
Chase is right. They probably wouldn't teach slicing in schools, but I would go to a secret
You have to learn it
underground...
somewhere, yeah.
Secret underground night school for slicing. And then, okay, so what the first question was, what would be your favorite time period to learn about? Probably not the High Republic, because I already know all about that. Probably the Old Republic.
Yeah, same ancient times.
Yeah.
That's what I like hearing about. All right, once again, I am confused.
Joel Davis, thanks for the next super chat. Do you think Dave and John will listen to critique and add more writers to their process for future seasons of Mando and Ahsoka, or carry on as normal?
I mean, I think they have to.
They have to have a writer's room now.
I'm pretty sure that was part of the thing, is that every show has to have a writer's room. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what that looks like. But
I think that's for the best.
yeah, I do too. I mean, Andor had a writer's room. The Acolyte has one.
You need checks and balances, especially with those two.
I mean, I think just in general, it's good to spread out the workflow so that John isn't worried about writing all 8, and Dave, like all 8 of Ahsoka. It's like, here's the story, and then we can all work together and we can all spend some time on our own sections. And they also work together on those scripts, but it's not just one person going straight through everything.
Oh, the writer's room clause only kicks in if the show has multiple writers to start.
Oh.
So they might not
Well, they
have
might not
to.
have to, but I mean, I think they should. I just think that that's...
They probably
for the
won't
best.
then, because it's Star Wars and it's like this. They treat it like this heavily guarded, precious thing. I could see Favreau and Filoni not wanting to do that, but
I could
I
too.
think it would be a good idea. Ice, I'm impressed at your continuing thoughts on preferring Dave and John's Star Wars over Gilroy's Star Wars. Good for you, man. Stick to your guns.
I don't understand this at all.
Oh yeah, I would love to hear Hu Yang explain any history to me.
Isn't that weird?
It just sits there?
Yeah, it just sits there.
That can't be right.
That's what I'm saying. But there's nothing to attach it to. Wait.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
You just gotta push it in.
All right. I was afraid that I was going to break something.
Oh.
It didn't. Okay. All right. Never mind. Everything's fine.
Was it? Oh, okay. Never mind. There needs to be more stickers. But we're still working on the inside of it, I guess.
Yeah. There's some to come.
Do we have favorite clones outside of the Bad Batch? Leaving Echo as an exception, asks Jackie Chen. I don't really have a favorite clone. Do you?
Yeah, fives.
Okay.
I love fives. I love Hauser. Mayday was great lately, but yeah, fives has always been my boy.
I don't really, I guess Rex, but I do love the Bad Batch, so Tech and Wrecker. But you said not the Bad Batch, and I said it anyways. Darth Nicholas, thanks for being a member of the Biggs Mega Fans for 2 months. To pick up from one of my last super chats, it looks like we won't have to wait 30 years for the Expanse Season 7 after all, because according to James S.A. Corey, the thing people ignore is that 30 years in the Expanse is like 10 years now. 120 average age and very effective anti-aging meds are common. 60 is like 35.
I don't know what any of that means.
Me neither.
Or like, why? Well, I don't know what happens in the books and stuff. I don't know what happens beyond season 6, so that might be some extra context. But
maybe there's a time jump.
Yeah, there might be.
They could. I mean, they don't have to explain a time jump.
I mean, yeah, For All Mankind does it all the time. They just slap everyone in makeup. Oh boy. Now I gotta attach stuff on this side.
MC Lego Boy says, folks are juicing with slow aging medicine. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That's what I've been doing. Don't tell. Shh.
I'm just gonna do this. That'll be easier.
Oh, Adam Torsk says, you guys are my favorite Star Wars content creators. Thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
Do we have a name for this destroyer?
Oh.
You want to name it? SS Silly Putty.
I was trying to think of something that we could do from our... You gave yourself the giggles. I was trying to think of an in-joke chat like the SS... avocado.
The 603.
the 603?
Yeah.
That can be the clone company that's on it.
Ooh, yeah, the 603rd. Cool.
The space avocado or
The turtle.
the turtle, just the turtle.
Turtle time. Okay, yeah, there is a 30-year time jump in the last 3 novels of The Expanse.
I really need to. That's another thing that I want to keep reading. I've read the first 3, so I need to just keep plugging away at those because I really like those books, and I want to know what happens beyond the show.
Caleb Diaz asked, just a question, how much do I have to tip you guys to pick up and smack the falcon behind you? This is a test, by the way, JK. I don't think there's any amount of money that would allow us to do that. I would do it for free.
I know you would. I was like...
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. There's so much time went into that. That was like 4 months of my life. Once a week for...
That was one of our big, like, COVID projects.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this whole idea of doing these LEGO live streams, that was a COVID project. And we're still doing them.
If... I can't imagine a world where I would do that.
Alex passed the test, Molly didn't.
That's not surprising.
I test poorly. That's why I told all my teachers and no one cared. So wait, okay, what's its official name? We know that the 603rd are aboard the ship.
I'm open to chat suggestions, but I was trying to think of something from...
Ian Sharps said call it the Mare Jade. The Darklighter says MC
there it
Lego
is.
Boy.
We found it. I've settled on that. We're good.
Okay, the Darklighter it is. The After Dark.
That actually does sound like a good ship name. Darklighter's just an awesome name. He should have been the star of the movie. Skywalker, lame. Darklighter, yeah. That's where it's at.
He had the cooler name, I think. But I don't know. Darklighter and Skywalker are both very cool names.
They are.
They're main character names.
Well, Darklighter was originally conceived as the villain name.
Ooh.
Which it does sound like
Yeah.
it would work. But
it's cooler that it's not a villain name now. And we need to get the Darklighter trilogy where he is the main character. Where he, in an alternate universe where he didn't die.
or just the story. I mean, we got it in Legends, but how he defected and all that. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
Jane Dalton, thanks for the next super chat. While the High Republic is amazing, are there any things that you think could be better or that y'all would have changed if you could?
I actually have an answer about this. I was thinking about before. Because we were talking about how scared we are that characters are going to die now. And
so we filmed the Q&A today and
Yeah.
we talk about that. So that'll be out Saturday.
I feel like Stellan Gios should have been introduced earlier. Like, we heard a lot about him in the build-up to the High Republic, and then he was just talked about in Wave 1 and didn't really appear until Wave 2. And he was great. They did enough with him, but then when I'm trying to, like, kind of be gentle about spoilers, but what happens in The Fallen Star, I was like, I feel like we should have had more time with him. So I kind of wish he were in Light of the Jedi, and that we just built up his relationship with Elzar and Avar more. Mm-hmm. But I think they did a really great job of him and Elzar in The Rising Storm.
I wish I had more hot takes about the High Republic.
I think
could be better.
In general, I feel like the whole thing moves very fast. Like, I almost feel like there could have been another wave before the Fallen Star. And
Oh, yeah.
they're just telling a very quick and efficient story, which I would rather them do that than like really drag it out. But pretty much every phase at the end, I'm like, that just seemed really fast and I could have used more. But phase 3, it seems like they are spreading it out more. So I might not feel that way for phase 3.
I want more pictures. Put pictures on the pages. Oh, those are comics.
Yeah, just read the comics.
Well, some of the books, some of the young reader books have little like art inserts, and that helps me because there's so many characters introduced in these books. The High Republic is just chock full of new characters with fancy names, and there's a bunch of different alien species, which is great, but I like to be able to visualize what they look like for who I'm reading, and it's so hard for me to do that and keep up with everybody.
Yeah, it's like you have to have all the concept art they've released at your side.
Yeah. And the character encyclopedia is... When is that gonna get here?
I don't remember.
It's coming out. Some people already have it, but that will be really helpful for me. But also, it's just like another book that I'll have to have off to the side, and I'll have to pause reading and look up the character and remind myself who they are, which book they were in, what do they look like. Like, it's hard to keep track of everything. It's a very dense story.
Yeah,
like you said,
that's a good way to put it.
Like you said, they're giving us a lot in a kind of short amount of time, and also introducing a crap ton of characters all kind of at once. Because how a lot of these books go, the adult books, it's like every chapter is from a different point of view, and you're kind of bouncing around from here and there. And for me, which one? Fallen Star was really an easy, quick read for me because it was mostly on the Starlight Beacon.
I'm like of the opposite belief. I really like it when we are bouncing all over the galaxy and then like storylines converge. I
don't mind it a little bit, but I just like when I can settle in to one place where one event is happening and there's a group of all the same characters, and I can kind of sit and marinate in that. When it keeps jumping all over the place, it's like it makes me kind of lose my concentration a lot easier. I know, I should read the comics. I really did like the first issue of
Shadows of Starlight.
Shadows of Starlight. Amelia Neptune has the next super chat. Excuse me. On the topic of the High Republic, where is a good place to start? I've been wanting to get into it, but don't know where to begin. Light of the Jedi.
Yep.
Go for the very first adult book of Phase 1. You can get away with just reading the adult novels of every phase. And if you don't want to... Like, you can essentially skip Phase 2 if you want to. For now. Like, I think you could go straight from Phase 1 to Phase 3 if you wanted to very quickly get caught up. But Light of the Jedi, Rising Storm, and Fallen Star are like the main trilogy of Phase 1. So I'd start there.
Yep. I would say Light of the Jedi is the easy starting place because that sets up everything you need to know for the era. And then from there you can decide just how much you liked it if you want to keep going. And if you do, then you like really loved it, then you could add on the young adult novels and the middle grade novels and the comics. Or if you're just like, I like it well enough and I'll just stick with the main novels, that's fine too.
The YA novels are also really good. Like Midnight Horizon was really, really fun to read. that was one that kept my attention pretty well. And I remember reading like the second half of that book in almost one sitting, which doesn't happen often for me.
I mean, it's another one that's just like on Corellia for the most part. So that makes sense. And I really liked that one too.
Yeah, the last half was so good. It's fun because just everything about how they set this storyline up has been a win for them. Like, they had a writer's room, they had Project Luminous, they had all these writers working together to kind of like really hone in on what's the story that we want to tell. How are we going to create multiple age groups of characters with multiple storylines, but then have them all kind of work together. And so it was just like really well thought out and well executed. And I hope that they do it again. Like, I hope that after phase 3 is done, maybe they bring in, I would love to keep reading from the same writers, or maybe they bring in a bunch of new ones, but following that format of having all those writers working together to kind of like co-write one big story has worked out so well.
Yeah, I really hope that they, whether it's a new group, I kind of hope it's a new group, like get 5 more authors, get Delilah Dawson and Emma Candid, like some more people who have worked in Star Wars already, and then they get to carve out their own little corner of the universe and start it all over again. Same process.
I want to move on to some more super chats, but I also want to point out KS in the chat said, seems like Avar is more in the comics. That is something that I am bummed about, because I really liked Avar Chris, and she's nowhere to be found in the books. Do you agree?
Hold on. I messed something up I gotta fix. As usual.
She is
she, in phase 1 especially, she's mostly in the comics. She's in Light of the Jedi quite a bit, and then she's in the comics.
Yeah.
She's in Eye of Darkness a lot.
Okay, good.
She's a main character of that.
Well, it's been a long time to have to, like, because the very first book has her in it quite a bit, and I was like, this chick's really awesome. I like her a lot. And then I didn't read the comics, so I was like, well, see you later. I don't know what she's up to. It's all Elzar talks about. I'm sick of it.
Now what did I do?
Oh no. I'm gonna read this next one, and then I'm gonna go take a bathroom break. From Darth Nicholas, who's the most underrated and Glepshido clone in your opinion? For me, the most underrated are Bakara and the Null Arcs, especially Ordo and Muriel Skirata from the RC novels. My Glepshido picks are Commanders Neo and Keller. Oof. So underrated or Glepshido clones.
I'm trying to... Is it Dogma? Like, I think his name is Dogma from the Umbara arc that is kind of on Pong Krell's side for most of it, and then winds up shooting him in the end, coming around. I like him. Basically any clone from the Umbara arc I really like. Hard Case is a good one. But Dogma was a story that I would like to know what happened to him. I assume he would get like court-martialed or something, but they might investigate what went down with Pong Krell and be like, you're fine. Like, sorry you had to deal with that. But yeah. Bakara, though. Bakara turned on Ki-Adi-Mundi. It's always tough to... And, like, that's kind of the most I know about him. Not that I'm the biggest Ki-Adi-Mundi fan, but still, where I'm like, the only thing I know about you is that you did Order 66. And then Nicholas also asked, as a follow-up, who's your favorite clone commando? My picks are Sev and Phi Scarada. I was also going to say Sev. I really like him. I like his personality. I always get them confused, but I'm pretty sure Sev is like the funny one in Republic Commando, so I enjoy him. Gregor is also like just so kooky.
I like kooky Gregor.
And we don't really know why yet. Like, the last time, I guess something happened to him when he was helping out D-Squad, and it just changed him forever. But, like, I was not expecting to see him in the Bad Batch training stormtroopers the way we did. I was like, oh, that's where you wound up, and we're not going to talk about how? Okay.
I just don't know I don't know the clones that well to have a favorite underrated one. I would say 99, but I also don't know if he's considered underrated. That was kind of his storyline, but then he was the hero.
I feel like I've done something wrong. There. That all looks right. Except for that.
Charles from Accounting, thanks for the next one. I've always figured the adult Phase 1 books as the Avar, Elzar, and Stellan books, respectively. I only wish Avar was in the books more often. Agree.
I could have used more Avar and more Stellan.
Yeah. But I mean, they did really do a great job at setting those characters up, which is why I struggled so much with Phase 2, because I was like, I just want to get back to what's going on with my friends, the ones that I know from before. And then Darth Nicholas had a follow-up question. Who's your favorite clone commando? My picks are Sev and Fi...
That's what I was talking about, Gregor.
Oh, okay. Fi Scarada. Which ones are clone commandos?
Like, Gregor, they showed up a lot in the Bad Batch.
Oh, the
Scorch,
bad.
yeah, like
Yeah. Well, they're all bad in that.
Yeah. Most of them.
They don't have enough of a personality for me to like them. Of what I've seen, which is not a lot. Like, I don't read those books, so.
Oh.
Yo,
I
you
think
doing
I figured
okay?
it out. I think I figured out what I did. I hope.
Wait, we haven't talked about your foot.
Yeah.
Alex broke his toe.
I did. Oh, Hold on. I'm gonna have to do some major surgery here.
Oh no! I was getting hungry and hoping we could cook food soon.
I mean, I'm close to done. I just gotta see how to. Maybe not that major. I broke my toe on Monday. I stubbed it on the couch. That's the story.
He got up and like kicked the foot of the couch really, really hard on accident just by walking by it. And I heard it, and it did sound pretty rough. And then you went to the doctor the next day and had it x-rayed, and they were like, broke your toe?
Yep, that's broken.
It was the little toe, the pinky toe. So, like, the least important toe, but still painful.
Come on.
But it wasn't, like, a bad enough break to get a cast or a boot or anything. You just have it kind of taped up. He's just been hobbling around, looking real sad about it. I'm kidding. He doesn't look sad.
I look a little sad. No.
No surgery needed, but they did. I mean, he went to get it x-rayed just to see, like, is it broken? Because it hurts a lot. And we were kind of like, might as well go get it looked at. Because if it was really badly broken and you didn't do anything about it, it might heal in a really funky way and all your shoes wouldn't fit, and that would be weird.
It's fine. It just hurts to walk on. And I'm trying not to.
I'm pretty sure I broke or fractured my pinky toe at one point, and I just kind of, at the time, I might have had insurance. I can't remember. But I was like in college still, so I was like, I don't want to bother with going to the doctor for this, so I just taped it to the next toe, and
I mean, that's all they did for me.
yeah. They gave you some real strong ibuprofen to take.
Oh boy.
Scotty Heron, thank you for the next one. Who do you think has the coolest lightsaber in the High Republic? I'd go for Keeve, partially because I have a saber-forged double-bladed saber that also splits in two. I gotta go with Vernestra with her light whip. That thing is awesome.
I really like Skiers. It's too big for me. It would have been, but I like the look of Stellan's when it's not ignited. Weirdly, I don't really like his crossguard when it's on. Keeves is great.
A lot of people are saying Stellan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it looks awesome just to look at. I just don't really like the little blades.
It's probably better that you don't. That's not your favorite, because that limited edition one that they're selling is so expensive.
We still don't know how much it is.
Well,
you just keep saying that.
Rumors are that it's so expensive. It goes on sale tomorrow, I think. So we'll know then.
Sorry, I'm over here struggling.
But yeah, they've got a bunch of cool lightsabers. Like Orla Jarini's lightsaber is kind of like dark rays, where it has the hinge. Wasn't that hers?
Yeah.
The hinged white sabers. Those are really cool. I liked wait, who is it that has the lightsaber that, like, spikes come out of it?
Oh, that's... Oh, shoot.
As like
the Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Ty Yorick.
Yeah. I like that feature of Ty Yorick's lightsaber just because it's, like, kind of a...
Security.
Defense, yeah, security measure of, like, anyone but her touches it, and a bunch of, like, really pointy spikes shoot out of it that would mess you up. Elo Asti has another super chat. Thank you, Elo. If you go to Japan for Celebration in 2025, are there any Japanese things you want to check out? Sumo matches, Tokyo Disney, square watermelons? That's news to me. I didn't know there were square watermelons. Man, there's a bajillion things that I would want to check out there. And I can't even really name them because I haven't done the research yet because I don't want to, like, convince myself that we're going because we haven't made that decision yet. So a sumo match would be awesome. Honestly, though, I would just want to do a lot of eating. I would eat a lot of ramen, a lot of sushi. Any, like, anime, manga stores I would want to check out. The Disneyland that's there would be cool to see. We've started... Are you okay?
No. I'm, like, really struggling to fix this.
Can I help?
I don't think so.
You
I
need the
like
tool?
This.
Oh, yeah. He just gave up on being on camera.
I have to be over here now.
Don't look at me.
I'm sweating.
Alex cannot work with 9 toes. Kept all of your Lego building talent in your pinky toe.
Hold on.
It's gone
This
now.
might work. Oh, yes. Woo.
The whole table is shaking.
I know, this is... I told you, major surgery.
That doesn't look like it's on straight.
Thank you.
You need me to narrate what you're doing.
Narrate that I fixed it.
Is it fixed?
Oh, God. I was sweaty. That was harrowing. All because
Gosh.
I, mixed up one little piece. And now everything goes on the way it should. Oh, crap. Did I... Except for this.
Anyways.
We're fine. We're all fine here.
Is there anything that you want to do in Japan if we go?
Oh.
Besides eat? Because we're going to do a lot of eating if we
Yeah,
ever
that's
go.
all I usually plan to do is eat. I'm with you that I don't know everything that there is to do yet. Kind of like London, once we found out or decided that we were going to go, we then started to look into places to visit and stuff.
They probably have a Lego store.
That would be cool.
My first thought, though, was something that we've kind of been doing in cities that we visit is looking for improv comedy.
Going to a comedy show would be fun.
Comedy show would be fun. It would, unless it was in English, we might not get it.
It
So,
would still be fun.
depends. Yeah, I would just want to try to experience the culture as much as possible.
That was a nightmare. But I did it.
Oh, cat cafes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we can do that here, too. We just never have.
Ooh, they have a Nintendo museum.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. I
that
would love that.
Be fun.
Oh,
Ghibli Park is something? That sounds fun. There's still a bunch of Studio Ghibli movies that we need to watch. Maybe we watch Princess Mononoke tonight
sure.
or something. We've been rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is great, but this first season is just kind of slow.
We're getting into the good stuff. But yeah, I prefer season 2 and 3.
I should have read this earlier, but Pigpen sent a super chat in and said, "Get him one of Yoda's hover chairs. That should help with your little broken toe."
That or the Trade Federation, like, literal walking chair.
The like crawly chair.
Uh-huh.
Jackie Chen asked if I am into Pokemon. Not really. I did get into Pokemon Go when that first came out.
Like, really into it.
The app. I was pretty into it. I don't know why I just like fixated on that, but it made me curious about playing other Pokemon games, but you tried to get me to play the first game and I was kind of like,
Well,
this is old and boring.
you turned it on, you didn't read anything, and then you picked the Bulbasaur, I guess, and then you got mad that you couldn't pick Charizard, and I was like, well, why did you?
Charmander.
And I was like, why did you pick?
Charmander.
I was like, why did you pick Bulbasaur then? And you were like, I didn't know that's what I was doing. You were just like not reading anything, and then you got mad and gave it up. You made it like 10 minutes into that game.
There's a reason why I liked Pokemon Go. It was very simple. The graphics were cool and like 3D, and all you did was throw balls and catch Pokemon. And I guess you did gym stuff, but I never really
Yeah, you just wanted to collect Pokemon, which
Yeah.
that's the game.
I got a couple Gyarados, and I was like, cool. I'm happy with that. I know a lot of people still play Pokemon Go. In fact, our friend Andy was playing it
When we
were on Rise of the Resistance, in the ride, walking through it.
there was a gym or something.
There, he was playing it. That's the thing, though. Like, anywhere you go, it could be an insanely busy, like, gym or whatever those hotspots are called. What's your favorite Pokemon game? Because I know you played a lot.
I guess Red. No, I didn't. I played
No?
Red and Yellow, and that's it.
Did you play Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, a little bit.
I-
I didn't have an N64 growing up.
I
but-
remember watching my friends play that one on occasion, and that might be a fun one to try.
I think they did a new one, a sequel for the Switch or the Wii or something.
Pokestops, that's what they're called, yeah. See, I was like really, really into it, and then I completely fell off the wagon, and now I don't even know what that stuff is called anymore.
This is so weird the way, like, I don't have any place to put this. I think I could do this. It wants me to, now that we built the stand, it's like, okay, great, now turn it upside down.
I do like playing as Pikachu on Smash Brothers, if that helps. And I do a solid Pikachu impression.
Pika!
It's pretty good.
Pika!
I think about getting into Pokemon every once in a while. I should try the Eevee or Pikachu versions, because that's just a remake of Red.
Pikachu!
I'm going to speak like Pikachu for the rest of the...
Was it now do Squirtle?
Squirtle.
Squirtle.
I don't know what he sounds like.
Squirtle's my favorite.
Scotty Heron, thanks for another super chat. Who from the OG Avatar cast of characters outside of the air nomads, because they're already monks, that's cheating, lol, would make the best Jedi? Ooh, Uncle Iroh
Yeah, he's great.
would make a good Jedi.
I think we're in the middle of watching it and I'm blanking on Katara. I think Katara would be good. Toph is a little too hot-headed, but I mean, she...
That'd be cool to see in a Jedi, though.
I mean, yeah, there are hot-headed Jedi, so... But I think Katara is pretty well balanced.
I should be doing Garfield's voice. I do good impressions of
Well, what
cartoon characters.
what does Garfield sound like?
I don't know. You just read them in your mind in the comic strips. But I'm just saying, what we were talking about earlier with Chris Pratt, I'm like, I'm right here. I do a solid Babu Frick, Yoda, and Pikachu.
Here's my resume.
Hire me. Good luck with me not giggling halfway through all my lines, though.
All right, we're
And
almost done with this bag. I am sorry that I had to be off camera because I was having a breakdown.
It's okay.
Trying to fix the mess that I made.
It happens to the best of us. Or should I say, it happens to everyone. Deidre Russell says only cat cafe still open in ATL is the Cat Fe in Elville? Oh, Lawrenceville? Yeah, I remember hearing about some that opened up, and I guess a lot of them closed, but I never thought to go to any, but definitely in Tokyo. You gotta go to a cat cafe.
I guess.
Star Orange 36 asks what they should order for dinner. Ooh.
Thai food.
Thai food is like one of our go-tos. We've ordered ramen a few times too, which is
Ordered ramen is okay. Like,
Yeah,
it's fine in a pinch, but it's way better at a restaurant.
we did order sushi not too long ago, which that is another thing that can kind of be hit or miss. You gotta find a good place that will deliver to you that you know it's gonna be like fresh. Chinese is always good. Lo mein. I was talking about those blue noodles earlier from Andor. Now I want noodles, but not Thanksgiving noodles on mashed potatoes.
Once again, what have I done wrong?
Oh no, you got like 4 pieces left.
This doesn't look right. Yes, it does. What?
I don't know, what are y'all's like go-to takeout orders? Oh, me and Jill are doing happy hour tomorrow, so that means might be ordering Taco Bell. Which is not good, but after filming happy hour, it's great. Pizza, yeah.
Simple fix, fortunately for this one.
We haven't ordered pizza in a long time.
I've recommended it a couple times, but you just don't want it.
There's not enough meat on it. I need protein. I gotta get them gains, son.
Okay. I think I did it. This was... Man, these UCS sets sometimes, there's like lots of little details, and if
They're
you mess
like-
up one little thing,
Good luck.
pages later you're like, what do I do?
Thank you for validating my ordering in. It's definitely not becoming a problem. Look, the holidays are a hard time. If you don't feel like cooking, I get it. We ordered takeout. We do cook a lot because we're lucky enough to have the time to do so. And like, I think we both enjoy cooking, but
I like cooking, yeah.
we'll usually get takeout maybe once a week, or yeah, definitely once a week. Either getting it delivered home or we'll get something out. Especially if we have just come back from a trip. That's when we just plop down on the couch and we do not move for the rest of the day, and we're just ordering Thai food or Chinese or whatever.
All right, I did it. Oh.
That looked like
That
a
was-
struggle. You
For a
were
while there.
hot to the touch.
I know. I was heating up, stressing myself out because I messed something up. Oh, that got
That looks heavy. Psychopather, thanks for the super chat. Hey guys, I just read Heir to the Jedi for the first time. What are your thoughts on that book all these years later? When did you last read it?
I last read it in 2015, I think is when it came out. I thought it was okay from what I recall. There's a good moment with Luke at the end where he mentions Biggs, but like it's Biggs and he's just experiencing all of the loss from A New Hope, and it's kind of hitting him. Owen and Baru and Biggs and all these people that, like, you know, we don't get to see him actually grapple with that. So I remember the book for that, but not much else. So I don't recall much from it.
Noodle.
Yeah, Noodle Scooter. That's true.
I did not read it, but I heard many stories of the Noodle. But everyone's very proud of you
Thank you.
for figuring it out and
Almost
through.
breaking everything.
yeah, you were fine. I never
fixed
heard
it.
anything almost break.
Well, you didn't see what I saw.
Alex is gonna start having like PTSD flashbacks of messing up.
I
Lego set.
was thinking about. I was like, this is the Falcon all over again.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, we've been going for about an hour and a half, so I think that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna wrap it up. We'll go cook some dinner. And
Be back next week. Probably stream on Wednesday.
yeah, I was gonna say next
Yeah,
week. This
next
time next
Thursday
week
is
will be
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So I figured we would just do a Wednesday stream.
We'll do a Thanksgiving Eve stream. Oh, we should do a mukbang. Have a little pre-Thanksgiving dinner.
I don't want to have a bunch of food around me for the next time I mess up, and I'm just like throwing food and just like, oh god.
Yeah, probably best we keep this area clean. But thanks everybody for tuning in and chatting. We had a lot of fun topics to talk about tonight. Talked about a lot of High Republic, which is good. But yeah, we'll be back next week, probably Wednesday. But if we don't see you then, have a great holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving, and have a good Life Day.
Yep. Happy Life Day, everyone.
Happy Life Day. Bye.